Look how happy she is in between these two men in Soviet uniforms from 1918 and the early 20s, by far the best Soviet uniform. Let's talk about it. The 7th of May, 1918 marks the start of the first creative competition for the best uniform for the Soviet Army, initiated by the People's Commissar of Military Affairs, then Leon Trotsky. Until 1919, most of the army widely used clothing supplies from the prior Tsarist army. Leftovers. So there was an urgent need for new army insignia with the growing civil war. On December 18th of 1918, the infamous Budenovka was adopted as winter headdress, designed by Russian painter Viktor Vasnetsov, inspired by the legendary bogatirs, mythical knights from Russian folklore. The Budenovka's pointed design also resembled the helmets of the Kievan Rus. And of course, this wasn't the only piece of clothing in the army meant to harken back to an inspirational past. The rest of the uniform was heavily inspired by the streltsy, or the shooters. Historically, these were a firearm infantry unit from the 16th to 18th centuries, known for their distinctive uniforms and tall pointy hats. Ring a bell? This unit was established by Ivan Grozny, or Ivan the Terrible, and have become iconic in Russian history. The Streltsy uprising of 1698 is quite significant here in why it was chosen. Though working for the Tsar, they eventually rebelled, rioting against the yoke of serfdom, oppression, and military hardship and harassment. After the October Revolution, the Bolsheviks sought to create new symbols while drawing from historical precedents. The streltsy provided a useful reference, symbolizing military tradition and resistance. These uniforms, the most striking and memorable out of 70-odd years, were more than just clothing. They were a blend of history, symbolism, and revolutionary spirit. Through them, the early Soviet soldiers carried forward the legacy of their ancestors, clad in attire that spoke volumes about their new identity and purpose. Anyways, I hope to one day have the 1919 greatcoat in my winter wardrobe, something to be inspired by and to look great in.